In the Red Sox-Yankees blood feud, who's the better manager, Terry Francona or Joe Girardi? Hey everybody, it's Paulie. Welcome back to This Week in Red, where we're talking all things Red Sox and Major League Baseball. So who's the better manager, Terry Francona, Joe Girardi, Red Sox or Yankees? And depending on your allegiance, it's going to dictate who you think is the better manager. And of course I'm going to come out and say Terry Francona. But before I give you the reasons why I think he's the better manager, I will say this: I have a tremendous amount of respect for Joe Girardi, and that's not something I could say when he was first hired by the Yankees. I saw that he was kind of a hothead in Florida when he managed the Marlins. He kind of didn't leave that situation under the best of terms, and I thought coming to New York might be a disaster for him, but I gotta say, he's really blended in nicely with the Yankees. He's won a World Series, so that pressure's off of him, and he's really managed his clubhouse very well. And right now in 2011, he's got an impossible situation in front of him. He's got to figure out how to manage Derek Jeter and how to manage this guy gracefully towards the end of his career. You can't just bench the guy. You have to really deal with personalities, and Girardi does a very good job of that. His players like him. His team performs. He's got a big payroll behind him, as does Francona in Boston. But overall, I think Girardi does a very good job. And Yankee fans, if you're out there, you should not be unhappy with your manager. He's done a really good job. But Terry Francona is better, and I'll tell you why he's better. Number one, he's the best manager in the history of the Boston Red Sox. I mean, it took 86 years for the Red Sox to win a World Series after 1918. And it was Francona's first season. He was the captain of the ship, and he made it happen. Then he followed it up in 2007 with another one, just proving that the 2004 situation wasn't a fluke. And as I've talked about before with Francona, he may not be the best X and O manager during the regular season, but he manages his clubhouse well. He backs his players 100%, as does Girardi, and more importantly, Francona lets his players play. He lets their talent come to the surface and lets them be who they are, and as a result, his team flourishes every year. And his team knows that he's behind them. In fact, Francona recently got his 1,000th victory, and you could just hear the accolades pouring out from the players, saying, you know, we got Tito's back because he's got our back. And we know when we come to the ballpark every day that this guy's got our back and that he's going to make sure that he gets us in there. And if we're not playing, he's going to tell us why. He's going to explain it to us. And we really feel confident and loose coming to the ballpark every day. And in modern Major League Baseball, there's no substitute for making your players comfortable, because baseball, like the other major sports, is a very ego-driven thing. You've got to make sure that your players are in a comfort zone for them to perform at their best. And in my opinion, there's nobody better than Terry Francona at doing that. Add to the fact that he knows how to manage his team, and you know, he's got a big payroll behind him too, but he knows what players fit what roles best, and as a result, the Red Sox have been nothing but successful since Francona's been there. And again, he's the best manager in the history of the Red Sox. Will Girardi be the best manager in the history of the Yankees? Well, that's a tough go with Miller Huggins and Joe McCarthy and Joe Torre to live up to, but he's still a pretty good manager. But overall, I give the nod to Francona. But what do you guys think? Who's the better manager? And again, I know your allegiance is going to dictate who you like, but tell me why you like him and tell me why you don't like the other guy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about This Week in Red.